Hey, this your girl, Michelle Diva. I'm bringing you another episode of the Next Gen NYC Season 2, Episode 3, The Man in the LE. I have no idea what that means, but we gonna keep it moving anyway. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. We do reviews here. This is the Diva Nation, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin, y'all. Okay. All right, so Gia has a brilliant idea of getting the ladies together for a ladies' night, okay? So, in turn, Christian, her boyfriend, is going to get the guys together for a guys' night out, okay? All right, so we're going to see how that's going to work, okay? So yeah, they come up with this brilliant idea that they're going to have a ladies' night and they're going to have a guys' night, okay? We'll see how that works. Liam calls Shai, enlists him to invite Ariana to get with him and Kendall. He said because Kendall wants to meet Ariana. Okay, never mind. He want to date Ariana, but Kendall. He got to bring Kendall because she want to meet Ariana. Okay, so it's kind of like a double date. Shai he kind of leery about it because he friends with Hudson, and Hudson just broke up with the girl, and now he facilitating a double date with Liam and Kendall and her and himself. Okay. So he ain't feeling too right about that, but he go with it anyway, okay? Because that's what they say. You got to go with it, okay? So Amira, I feel bad for Amira. I do, okay? But she said, she real stressed because her mama wanted to talk to her. And she was like, let me edit this video. She was like, you can't do that a little later. He was like, no, I can't do that a little later. I got to edit this video right now. And so she's stressed. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. She is stressed because, she's a content creator and basically her whole life is content creation. So basically she has to do content pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Content creating is a full-time job for most people. It's a part-time job for me because, as you see, I usually do marathon tapings, okay? Because I just can't review a show, tape it, and then and edit it and post it and everything like that. I just can't do all of that, so I usually have marathon tapings where I tape pretty much everything in one day and then edit it and post it in one day. So yeah, so a lot of my free time is taken up by content creating. But I love it, so I'm not mad at it. I do love it. I wish I didn't have a full-time job. That's what I really wish. I really wish I could go part-time and then still do my content creation. But that's neither here nor there. So, so she said she's stressed. And she basically takes care of her whole family. She bought her family a house. So basically she got a mortgage to pay. She got rent to pay because she said her apartment cost $16,000 a month. I don't know how much that mortgage is. Okay, but the rent is $16,000 a month. She got to pay two car notes. She got to pay a car note on her mama a car and a car note on her car. And she got a pink Jeep. That's cute. It's real cute. Okay. So yeah, she got to come hard with it, or she gonna get left behind. And I get it. I get it. I feel so bad for her though. So her mama was like, "You ain't got to do nothing for me. You ain't got to do nothing for me." And she was like, yeah. He said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I got to do a lot for you." Okay, so, and I get it. I want to take care of my mama too. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Anyway, so Gia moved to her own apartment in Jersey, of course. She still ain't moving to the city, okay? She moved. She got her apartment in Jersey, and her boyfriend Christian didn't move in with her because her boyfriend Christian was like, "Listen, it is like 5 minutes away from where I live to go to work, and it's an hour from where you live to go to work. So I'm not moving in." I'm not mad at him, okay? Because the stress of traffic is enough for me. I'm not mad at him. I wouldn't move either. I wouldn't move either. I'm not mad at him. Traffic stress is no joke. No joke. I said I want a daytime job, but I don't want a daytime job where I got to drive in rush hour traffic there and back. I said it's going to affect my mental health, and not no. So I'm still working nights because I can't. No, there and back. No. Anyway, Rowan and Ariana are becoming good friends. Yeah, becoming good friends. And Ariana was like, "Yeah, because both of our moms was in the spotlight." I was just like, "You comparing Kim Zolciak to Brooke Shields? You comparing Kim Zolciak to Brooke Shields?"
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Brooke Shields is America's sweetheart. Okay? Okay? She was in movies in the 70s. Okay? All right? She dated Michael Jackson. Okay? Okay. You comparing Kim Zolciak, who had a sugar daddy when she came on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. A sugar daddy. Okay. Then she did meet her knight in shining armor on the show. And then y'all had a little show and everything like that. But no. That is comparing champagne to MD 2020. Okay. Mad Dog 2020. Okay. That's like comparing a Mercedes to a hoopty. Okay. That is like comparing a mansion to a trailer park. Okay. To a trailer park. No pun intended on that. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that, Ariana. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do that. All right. So they're over there. Rowan is getting she getting her little makeup done and all that other stuff in the kitchen. Okay. They ain't got no makeup room, so they gotta do it in the kitchen. Brooke Shields come in, she was just like, she don't need no makeup and stuff like that. She said, but I do, my face does and all that other stuff. So, Rowan was like, well, why don't you just get a Kris Jenner facelift? And she was like, who? She was like, who? She don't know no goddamn Kris Jenner. Don't nobody give a fuck about her. She don't care nothing about no Kris Jenner, okay? Kris Jenner facelift. Girl, please. And so, and Brooke Shields is very menopausal because she don't know her head from her ass, just like I don't. Okay, so she was like, "Where my glasses at?" So I get it. Okay, but Rowan, who dad is Chris Hinchy, I don't even know who he is. But he a writer, director, and all that other stuff. So she is writing her first feature film. So I thought that was great, man. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. So we go on to this double date with Ariana and Liam and Kendall and Shai. Cause now, as far as I'm concerned, Shai, you should have hit Kendall up like you hit Rowan up when you first met her last week. Okay, you should have flirted with her like you flirted with Rowan last week. Okay, make something out of it. Shit, Since you going behind your boy's back, you should have made something out of it. But anyway, Kendall knows Liam, so she was just like, he flirting over there and everything like that, and he was flirting with her, and Ariana was eating it up. I ain't mad at it. Shit. I mean. And Kendall says she went to Cornell, and Ariana, was amazed by it, because I guess Ariana didn't go to college, and they kind of like moved up there, So, so she kind of amazed at people graduating college, because she was amazed that Rowan graduated from college too. I think she graduated from Wake Forest or whatever. And so yeah, so I think she feels like, I won't say intimidated, but I think she feels like she's not on their playing field because they graduated. Hell, Riley graduated too, so, and she going to law school, You don't feel like you, maybe because she black, or maybe because you know her, you knew her when y'all was growing up. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever the case may be. So, but Liam offers Ariana to come and build her closet organizers, for if she would ride on his motorcycle. Mm-hmm. Ride on your motorcycle. Is that a what motorcycle you want me to ride on, Daddy?
Oh my God!
What motorcycle you want me to ride on, Daddy? Okay. Anyway, moving on. So we go to Georgia. Still mad at Charlie about her and about him. Why I guess got hair everywhere. Him what was I saying? Oh, him being friends with Omar. She called him Dumb and Dumber. Being friends with Omar, and she said they stole her club idea. I don't think they stole it. I don't think nobody really stole it because it was a dumb ass idea. But she said they stole her club idea. So now she's going to do other things. So her and Cooper, her best friend, are going to start a what is this? Cleaning product line, okay, called Yuck. Okay, for for Gen Z cleaning product, because she want Gen Z to be happy about cleaning. So she gonna start a cleaning product line called Yuck. Okay, and yeah, and so even though she don't wash her hands and shit, she gonna start a cleaning product line called Yuck. Okay, and the man is all excited about it. I was just like, man, you know you lying. You know you lying. You know you lying. You don't care nothing about that damn stupid ass product. Anyway, Riley. Riley got a boyfriend. Riley, come here, baby. I think he want to be on TV. That's just my opinion. Because when you was talking to him, he was just looking the other way like it was Charlie Brown's Christmas. Okay. And it was like, womp, 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 womp. One of Charlie Brown's teachers. Okay. Womp, 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 womp. Okay. I really think he just want to be on TV. Okay. So that's just my observation, and that's just my opinion, Riley. So hopefully he don't want to be on TV, and he likes you for you. But we'll see. Brooks is still making bread, still doing his little facials and his hair restoration, even though he ain't got no receding hairline. And so Gia calls him to tell him that Christian is having a boys' night. And Charlie was like, I really don't want to do this. He was like, is Charlie gonna be there? And of course they said yeah. So whatever the case may be, okay. He is not happy about having the boys' night with Charlie, okay? Amira and Roland are the first to show up at the girls' night, okay? Because Amira, she really needs this night out, okay? So she is showing up. And Rowan showed up too, right after her. And then Ava and Kendall showed up. Riley and Ariana is driving to the place there, and Riley says, "I don't like how Ava speaks to you and Gia." Okay, and so Ariana said, "We're not in a good place, since she told me that I didn't look like I would have a fashion line." But Ariana, you agreed that you ain't got no fashions. Okay, so I don't know what you still upset with her about. But anyway, Ariana was like, well, she a beautiful girl and everything like that. And Riley was like, what does that have to do with anything? She was like, well, I can just say how beautiful or I can say how bitch, it doesn't matter. And I was just like, yeah, it don't matter. You can say how beautiful or how bitch, whatever. But anyway, so the hosts are doing a pregame and the host is Gia and Christian. Now, mind you, they should be at their own significant parties, right? But no, they doing pregame at at Brooks' house with Liam. Okay, okay. They doing pregame with sourdough bread that what's the name made, that Brooks made, and his mama's caviar. Okay, they doing the pregame. Okay, but then Christian sent a text to Gia to saying Charlie said, "Tell Brooks to keep my name out his mouth." Okay, all right. So Gia messy ass go tell Brooks. But here's the thing. Charlie said tell Brooks to keep my name out his mouth. Well, she told Brooks. Charlie said keep my name out his mouth. I don't see what the problem is, okay? I don't see what the problem is. The problem is Brooks should have, instead of being quiet, being standoffish with Charlie and stuff like that, Brooks said, hey, you told Christian to keep my name, to keep your name out of my mouth. What the fuck is that? That's what Brooks should have said. Okay, that's what Brooks should have said. Okay, because he did say tell him. Okay, he did say tell him. Okay, but that's what Brooks should have said. Okay, but Brooks just, was standoffish. So basically, him telling that to Brooks, or her telling that to Brooks, made the guys' night very, very tense. Okay. The guys' night very, very tense. Okay. Now, mind the girls having a good time. Okay. Okay. But, well, I don't know. They got their little tense situations too. But anyway, Charlie show up at boys' night. Georgia shows up at girls' night. Georgia says she rode the subway and it was some girl on the subway in a gorilla stance because she didn't want to touch anything on the subway. So then Riley said, well, how many of you catch the subway? And like most of these ladies rose their hand because pretty much everybody catch the subway in New York. Except for you, Riley, because you come for money. Okay? So I think you should ride the subway. It's an experience. It is an experience, okay? But Rowan, the Brooke Shields' daughter, she rides the subway. Everybody rides the subway because it's an experience. You should do it sometime, Riley. You ain't got to be all uppity a little bit. You get a little bit something in there. Okay? You ain't got to be that uppity. You can ride the subway. Just make sure you hold your purse real tight and shit. Or if you got a purse or whatever, hide your shit. But it's still an experience. I meet so many people on the subway. My family be mad at me. They was like, as soon as she get on the subway, she gonna talk to somebody. And that's what I do. I sit over here and have conversations with a whole lot of folks. It's an experience. I love the subway. Love it. Love it. Okay, I love New York, period. Anyway. But, like I said, Rowan take the train. Anyway. So, Riley asked Georgia, did she wash her hands? And then she was like, I'm just kidding. You ain't kidding. Riley. You ain't kidding. So Riley and Ariana do a drinking game on the other side of the table. And I think Rowan and Amira and, and then Georgia was like, well, she said something like, ask me something else or something. And so Riley was like, well, you not a part of the game. Riley, you ain't got to be a bitch. You don't have to come back with your second season glow up. You done lost some weight. You done got some lip filler and stuff like that. And and you dressing flyer and stuff like that. You don't have to be rude. Okay? You don't have to be rude. Okay? You don't. Anyway. Meanwhile, the boys is texting the girls. Like Brooks is texting Gia. He texting Ariana. He texting everybody. Okay, cause he don't really want to be around Charlie. And and he said he feels awkward. Charlie texting the mirror. And he was like, I don't even know why I'm here. Da 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 da. How's your night? Then Christian texts Gia. The guy's night sucks. Okay, and I shouldn't have done this. Okay, so the boys is texting the ladies. Okay, they can't deal with with the men, so they texting the ladies. Okay, Amira asked Kendall, is she in a relationship? She said, no, I'm single and dating. And she said, what's the tea with you and Liam? She was like, there's no tea. We just grew up together. That's my boy. And I guess Jackson is a part of the crew too, because they always keep bringing up Jackson, even though he wasn't in this episode. Georgia asked Ariana, what's Hudson doing on social media talking about this my Lambo, this my watch and stuff like that? What the fuck is going on? So Riley got a little face. She makes a little face, eye rolling, shit like that. And Riley was like, well, how do you know that? And she was just like, he comments on all her posts, and it makes me smile, because he comments on all her posts. And so Riley was like, that's weird. Riley, you don't have to be a bully. Okay? You don't have to be a bully, Riley. I don't like you like this. You still my girl, because I still think that you that little chunky child, that Candy came on season 2 with. Okay? But you don't have to be a bully. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be rude. Okay? You don't have to be none of that. You already came with your second season glow up. Okay? You don't have to be rude like that. That's So anyway, Georgia in the confessional saying everything I say seemed like something breaks in Riley. She said, and she said, and the eye rolling and the weird face. She said that's immature. Yes, Georgia, I agree with you. That is immature. Now, if they cut all of your good scenes, Riley, then I apologize. If they cut all your good scenes where you are a wonderful person, then I apologize, okay? Because I don't know, because editing could happen. But right now, you looking like a bitch, okay? And I don't like that for you. I don't like that for you, okay? Moving on. Riley, okay, so Riley and Ava go to the bathroom. In a confessional, Ava said Riley digs at everyone, and George is just an easy target. Still, I don't like that personality for her. Anyway, so they go to the bathroom. Riley was like, I'm just overwhelmed, and if, when I say something, it takes me a minute to figure out, something, so it takes me a minute. She was just like, yeah, she said, well, y'all are cool, there's nothing wrong. And then they hug outside the bathroom. Then Riley asked Ava why she treat Gia and Ariana so different. And she was like, I'm just direct. She was just like, and you are too. And then, Riley started rolling her eyes again, and she was just like, do you agree with what I'm saying?" She was like, "Cause I don't understand, your facial expression, if you agree or don't agree." And then Riley was like, "Well, you're just a little demeaning, Ava." And she said, "Well, we should be able to talk to anyone and everyone without them taking it personal. She said, "That's just annoying." And so Riley was like, "Well, give me a shot." And so Ava was like, "Another one?" So Riley, it seemed like you a little drunk, okay? Because if she's saying another one, then you needed to slow up. But anyway, Ava was like, "Where's the please and thank you?" And she was like, Riley was like, "To you?" She was like, "Don't expect me to say please and thank you. We're not doing that." Riley. Boo, tomato, tomato, Riley. Okay. Okay. Anyway, Shai shows up to the boys' night, and he was just like, the energy is low because everybody texting the girls. Ain't nobody paying attention because everybody texting the girls. Okay. Brooks wants to leave. Charlie wants to talk, and Brooks don't want to talk to him. And Gia is regretting telling Brooks what Charlie said. No, don't regret it, because if he said tell Charlie, then if he said tell Brooks, then you told Brooks. Fuck that. So Gia informs the girls that the guys are coming. And so Georgia was like, "Well, get your drinks, to throw at Charlie." I said, "Shit." Okay. And so the boys leave Charlie for some reason, because they were trying to get in the car and all that other stuff, and they leave Charlie. Georgia's still upset, bitching about Charlie stealing her idea with Dumb and Dumber, Omar and stuff like that. And Amira was like, "Well, go into business with them." And she was like, "I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that." And Amira was like, "Well, you go into business with them, or they take your business." She said that in the confessionals, whatever the case may be. So that was the end of the episode. Okay, so we'll see what happens this week. Give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.